My last company was a company that created technology for measuring viewership in cable television systems. And we used to collect data from millions and millions of homes. But when you start looking at the data, it was shocking that majority of the people watch 7 or 8 channels, and half of them happen to be broadcast television channels that are free to air. Prices keep escalating. Technology doesn't keep pace. People are consuming more content online. People are shaving the cord, cutting the cord. They're expressing their interest in moving away from the traditional model.
How close is the company today to the one that you first envisioned?
Startups have a strange behavior, right? You start something and then you test it and then you pivot and then you pivot again and then you have a couple of mishaps and CEOs get fired. It's a pretty common story. This is the first time that I have observed what I will call a clockwork-like execution. This is exactly what we set out to do. In fact, we knew what we wanted to do so well that we moved extremely fast, and this was to the T.
And what about on the legal side? You must have anticipated maybe some legal hurdles. Did you anticipate this kind of legal fight?
The things that I didn't anticipate were going to happen, like the direct impact of association of Aereo with sort of future of computing, cloud, and a variety of these things that were, if I had taken the moment to step back and say, wow, but you never do. And so I think a lot of those things, the controversy we anticipated, but again, the scope and scale of what's transpiring was a surprise.
Outside of courtrooms, broadcasters continue to speak about what their options are in terms of where they can take their channels. We can move our broadcast network to cable. We can take our broadcast network to the internet. What do you say to that?
Look, they've had an agenda to go to cable for a very long time. Aereo's got nothing to do with it, right? But then you take a step back and you say 60 million people use antennas in some way, shape, or form. This is NAB stat, right? So are they capable of disenfranchising that large a number of people? I don't think so. I think that's a very difficult issue.
To be clear, if you were not to be successful at the Supreme Court level, is there a plan B for Aereo?
No, there's no plan. I think we believe in our merit, and not just believe in the merit. We do think it's the right thing. It's progress is important. The mission of this company was to try to create an open platform, try to wedge the system open a little bit. And if we don't succeed in that, despite our best efforts and good law on our side and the merits of our case, it'll be a tragedy, but it is what it is.
Have you ever thought about maybe selling the company and say, hey, we started to grow it pretty quickly, let somebody else worry about these legal headaches?
I'm an open-minded businessman at the end of the day and an engineer. So I always look at what is the best way to get your idea out in front of as many people as you possibly can. So I always look at partnerships or any of those things with that particular lens. Thus far, we felt us driving the bus and innovating and pushing the boundaries is the best approach. Now, if that context changes in the future, we'll entertain anything and all of it. But the lens that we apply is what is the best way, best experience, best way possible to get in front of as many number of people as we can.